Alright boys, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about why the New York Knicks terrified the NBA. Before I get into it, if you are a fan of the team, you've come to the right place. Knicks Daily here. I upload every single day on the Knicks, so if that's of interest to you, make sure you drop a like for the algorithm and subscribe if you're new, and let's get right into it. So the reason why the Knicks terrify the league is because Jalen Brunson, over the last 7 games, is averaging 31.9 points on 59.7% shooting from the field and 50% from 3 on 5.7 attempts. During the stretch, the Knicks have the third best offense at 121. Right now, we're the 6th seed, 33-27 record. Brunson on the season has been absolutely brilliant. He's efficient. He shows up every single game. He attacks the paint just about as much as anyone else in the league. He can create. He's shooting 41.6% from 3 on the season. 42.2 on isolation threes, 47 from beyond the arc. So Brunson right now is simply unguardable. He's been the one consistent player. The issue with the Knicks, which is why they're not truly a contender, is because of their defense. Brunson, Randall, and RJ, the 3 worst defenders on the team statistically, are all in the starting lineup. Specifically, RJ Barrett, who has the worst defensive rating on NBA.com. The team allows 9 more points per possession when he's on the court. And if you look at Randall, 7.5 more points per possession with Randall on the court. And opponents, they have a 3.8% better EFG. So that is something that is not exactly what we want, but it's pretty simple. You take RJ Barrett to the bench and you insert Josh Hart, who's played in 3 games with the team and has been absolutely brilliant. He's shooting a ridiculous 64.3% from 3. 3.7 assists, 5.3 rebounds, 17 points coming off of the bench. He's just an incredible rebounder and defender, and I'm hoping that we can insert him into the starting lineup over RJ Barrett, who, to say the least, has struggled. It's honestly sad how bad RJ's been. I mean, he has the worst defensive rating on NBA.com. The Knicks are allowing 9 more points per possession when he's on the court, and on top of that, he's just a poor 3-point shooter. He has not been able to find any rhythm this season, and we've tried moving him to the second unit in the second quarter, and there's been some positive results, but overall, Coach Tibb is going to have to put his ego to the side and say that, look, Immanuel Quickley might be the best defender on our team. Same thing with Josh Hart. These guys are also better shooters. The Knicks just play better with them out there, and that's why you see RJ get benched late in games or get benched in the second half, because he's not helping us. Like RJ, he's not doing one thing on the court that is benefiting the New York Knicks right now. And the issue with him, it's not even his play. The issue with him is that we used the 3rd pick on him, but also he got paid. I mean, the Knicks gave this guy a $120 million contract for 4 years, an extension. So RJ, I still have faith in him. I'm not writing him off. I'm not trying to hate on him, but I'm a Knicks fan. I want to win games. I want to win a championship. And RJ's not helping that. If RJ Barrett took that next step and became an all-star, the Knicks would be one of the best teams in the league. People would be talking about the New York Knicks potentially winning it all. And of course, they would have had to make a trade for like OG or something like that, or maybe Kel Bridges. I don't know. Like, they still would need another piece. But the fact that RJ has struggled so much is disappointing. And if you look at Julius Randle, he's averaging 25 and 11 to go with 4 assists. The problem with Randall is that the Knicks give up 7.5 more points per possession when he's on the court. So now you have RJ, who's a terrible defender, Randall, who's a bad defender, Brunson, who is a bad defender. How is that going to win? So how do the Knicks terrify the NBA? Well, it's simple. You take RJ Barrett, who is averaging 20 points since returning on January 11th from an injury, but he's shooting 30.8% from 3. You move him to the bench, and you start either Josh Hart, who we talked about, or Immanuel Quickley. Now, the thing about IQ is that he basically does everything that RJ doesn't. I mean, IQ, when he's on the court, the Knicks, they allow opponents to score 11.5 fewer points per possession, 6.6% worse EFG. I mean, those are both in the 99th percentile. So Quickley, he just gives the Knicks a defensive identity, which is something they really don't have when the starters are in. His impact is huge on the defensive side, but he's also giving you 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 3.2 assists in 27.7 minutes per game. So he leads the Knicks in plus minus. So if you move quickly to the starting lineup, you now have Brunson, IQ at the 3, go Quentin Grimes at the 4, Randall, and then at the 5, Mitch. I personally do like Quickley off the bench, though. I still want him to close games. I would probably put Josh Hart there being real with you, because who would really run the point guard duties off of our bench? Like RJ Barrett, I don't really think that's going to work out. So we can't really move quickly to the starting lineup. So I would take Josh Hart, who just does everything. He's a Swiss Army knife, and he has that intensity that just the Knicks have been lacking. So I would love to have Quickly and Hart off the bench. That's a dangerous, deadly bench with Hartenstein, who in February has certainly picked it up. I mean, the big man is averaging 9.3 rebounds, 1.4 blocks, and 5.4 points in 25 minutes. But still, it's pretty clear that the Knicks, they just need something right now. And a trade would have been good. I guess, technically they got Josh Hart, but a trade for someone else would have been big. But the problem is the Raptors were looking for a DeJounte Murray type of deal for OG, who will be a free agent in 2 seasons. So if you look at the Hawks, they brought in Murray, and they actually got, I think, worse, I guess, but they're not very good. I mean, we just saw them. I don't think that's really Murray's fault, but I think a lot of it's on Trae Young and his inability to defend. But bringing in OG, I don't know how much that would have solved. I mean, I think the Knicks' issue is just pretty much Coach Tibb, honestly, and also like the whole Randall Coach Tibb thing. I mean, Randall takes a ton of threes when he's not really a very good shooter, 34% in the season. He does take a ton, so you got to cut him some slack. But I don't think the Knicks will ever win with Randall and Tibb. And don't get me wrong, I do like Randall, and without him, we certainly wouldn't be the 6th seed. But I'm just kind of looking at the bigger picture, and I'm saying that Randall takes a ton of threes. He isos late in games. He's not a good defender. The Knicks are horrible defensively with him out there. So, what is our end goal here? So I know I talked a ton about why the Knicks terrify the NBA, and the more I talk about this, the more I'm like, it's a bad title. But I heard he said it, so I can't really take it out. I mean, I do think the Knicks are a team that no one wants to play in the East. I mean, you might not necessarily be like, this team can upset us, but I just feel like the Knicks are the type of team where they're going to play hard, they're going to compete, they're going to defend, they're going to come after you. And they have legitimately 2 guys off the bench in IQ and Hart, actually 3 in counting Hartenstein. All 3 of these guys legitimately are X factors. And if RJ Barrett can turn this around, the Knicks would be a team that can shock everyone. But until that happens, the Knicks are going to be sitting around the 6th seed, and that's the bottom line. So yeah, but outside of that, I'm not really sure what else to talk about. We've kind of touched upon it. I mean, the Knicks starting lineup with Randall, Brunson, and Barrett, they played 1,263 minutes together, and they've been outscored by 3.5 points per possession. So let's hope that can get fixed. And yeah, that's gonna be the video, guys. Appreciate you. Make sure you drop a like for the algorithm, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.